Hello everybody and welcome to Bath Mat Reviews, where today we are going to be talking about Transformers Studio Series Age of Extinction Optimus Prime. And this is the new one. I reviewed the original Age of Extinction Optimus Prime already, but this is the one that you can probably get now. But before that, first hydrate yourself. Cough because you inhaled water instead of drinking it. And, but actually, first, we got to talk about a little bit of Bath Mat news. So, two things. One, I am filming this video in the day. I have no idea if that is noticeable or not. If the lighting is a bit weirder than normal, that is why. Until now, every video that I have recorded has been, well, at night, so that I can control the lighting and everything like that. But that is hard on my sleep schedule, and I have more energy in the day anyway. So, I'm still trying to get the water out of my throat. So yeah, now the pros of this, I have way more energy and can probably post more regularly because of that. Assuming this works out. The downsides, people are noisy, and they're awake right now. So, the likelihood of dogs barking, everything like that goes up. But, yeah, let me know what you think. If you could even tell the difference. Whatever. All good, either way. I'm just curious. And two, I apologize for this, but the specific, what's the word that I'm looking for? The requested videos might have to slow down a little bit. Because, well, I don't have the most money right now. Now, I'm not saying this as like a give me money or whatever. No, I'm fine. It's just I don't have the most money to put towards this channel and my figure collection right now. And so, if you ask for me to review a figure and I have it, I will immediately do that as soon as possible, as I always have. But if you ask for a figure and I don't have it, well, it'll be a while. I'll still save it and get to it as soon as I can, but for now, yeah, don't have the most money. So, apologies. But, anyway, enough about all that. Sorry for that interruption. Let's talk about the figure, because it is really good, and I quite like it. This is the new updated version as of 2025. And yeah, I love this guy. It is an absolutely sick design. Quite a big backpack, especially with everything on his back. But even still, it's just kind of what you have to do for this figure, because they really don't... The designers for the movie really did not care about how possible this figure was to make. But anyway, overall, I think they did a really good job. And, oh, before I forget, let's do a box review. And here is the, oops. Because I have limited storage, tend to keep boxes inside of boxes. And, yep. So, I forgot to remove it. So, here's the box. You got 44 steps. You have Transformers Studio Series, Age of Extinction, Optimus Prime. You have Optimus Prime and Optimus Prime. You have Optimus Prime's arm. You have Transformers Studio Series. There is the top, Age of Extinction, Optimus Prime. On the side, you have Optimus Prime. On the back, you have that shot from the movie. Here. And you have him holding the sword with two hands, which is pretty sick. Kind of. Like, you can straighten out the hand to make it look like that. Then you have him standing there, and there he is. And this is a really cool figure. I quite like it. There's the bottom. And, whoosh. Yeah, I really like this guy. As far as accessories go, they can all store on his back. And so here they all are. He comes with his big sword from the movie, which is awesome. It is in two pieces so that you can slot it into his hand easily. Well, I mean, you can still put it in there without actually having to unpeg this, but I'll talk about that more when we get to there. Then you have this sword, which he had briefly in the movie. These are his OG arm blades, and they're very cool, but they got destroyed pretty quickly by Galvatron. Water is delicious. Then you come with It comes with this shield that can also do its gun mode. I'll get to that in a little bit. And it comes with this, which allows everything to store on the back. Now, let's actually talk about how it stores on there, because I just already kind of had it all there. One thing, actually, is if you don't like this back part flipped up, you can flip that down and have a bit better of a silhouette. But I leave it up because this is where this part pegs in. And so if you have that down, you can't really peg anything on the back. Now, as far as storage goes, this sword can peg right there, like that. And this sword can, of course, go into the sheath back there. And the shield and the sword can tab right on the back, like that. And so you can store everything on the back. And that is very nice. But let's actually put it in his hands, because that's what's most important. So first, this sword. You can do this on either hand, but I do it on this one because, I don't know, it just feels right to me. So, you can either do it in the Dark of the Moon style, where he holds it like a regular sword, or you can do it in the previous movie style, where he has it as an arm blade. And that's what I like to do, and I think that looks pretty dang cool. Now, next, let's do his shield. And this has 2 modes. So you have his standard shield, which it looks good, and you can pose him in quite a few different ways. Or you can take this off, and I wish it was on a slider instead of having to actually take it off, but you take it off, bring it out like that, and you can have it in its gun mode like it is in the movie. And that is quite cool, and it looks pretty nice. And then you can take the sword, and if you just open up his hand, because his hand is openable, you can slot that in like that, and that works. Or if you don't want to potentially, I don't know, flex the 5mm port, I don't know about the longevity, you can take it into 2 pieces, slot that in, and put that there. And same way of getting it out, you can either take it out like that, or unslot and do that. So that's nice. Plus, that way you can have any figure with a 5mm port hold this sword. And yeah, so that's mighty nice. And we'll just remove this to talk about articulation. And whew, another reason why I did this during the day, during the night, is because it's rather hot here and during the day, and it makes it a lot harder for me to film for long periods of time, but that doesn't matter. Anyway, let's talk about articulation, because it is pretty dang good. So, head is on a ball joint. You got left and right, you got all that movement. Arm, you can do a full 360. You got out that far, and the shoulder pad can, of course, move up and out so that you can get it to move in any which way and get that looking as natural as possible. Then you have a bicep swivel. You have a double bend at the elbow, so that's very nice. You have a wrist rotation. You have a inward tilt, and you have opening and closing hands. So that's very nice. Then moving on down to the waist. If you move out the skirt, you have a waist joint here. It looks like it should be here, but due to transformation, that's just not possible. But you can move that way, and so you can do dynamic whooshing poses and all that stuff with the cape, and just get it to, well, not cape, but skirt, I guess, and get that to look normal. Then the leg can go out that far, back that far. It could go farther, except for the backpack getting in the way there. But the backpack is on a hinge, so if you can move that and get everything bent just right, I suppose it looks like nothing happened. But, so you just have to be a little bit creative with it due to the backpack. And, of course, it can go out this far. You have a thigh swivel. you have 90 degrees of bend, and ankle, moving on down, you have an ankle pivot, and you have down at the toe and down at the heel. So overall, pretty dang good articulation. Only thing being limited is, well, the backpack. Well, the back kick because of the backpack. But other than that, very solid. Now, let's get into size comparisons. So, here he is with my previous review. Q. And, yeah, you know, I guess it works. He'd be dead by the time that this guy comes around, but, yeah, still works. And here he is with the prime unit of measurement. And, yep, those are definitely two different primes. And here he is with Batman. And one final thing, just because I can, here he is with the previous version. And so there you can see the differences in the paint. There's the, actually I'll remove his weapons. Just to do a proper side-by-side. There is the sides. There's the back. There are the legs. There are the front of the legs. And yeah, I like both of these figures for different reasons. I don't know which one I like more. This has better paint in some ways, and then this has different, also really good looking paint in others. And yeah, that's why I have both, and I like both. And of course, just moving these off to the side, let's compare their weapons real quick. At least the ones that can be compared. So here are the shields. And this one is, of course, for this guy. And so that is the difference. And this guy one, of course, has the gun mode, whereas this one doesn't. And here are the swords. And yeah, I'm sure there is no noticeable difference that you can tell at all. But yeah, both of these, well, they're both very good in my opinion, although I do think this guy is overall an improvement. Anyway, on to transformation, because I think it is pretty dang cool, and I like doing it. So, let's get to that. Just checking, make sure I'm not forgetting anything. I did box. Yep. Transformation. Okay, so first, go to the back, and just kind of lift all of this out. Take these panels, straighten that out, and then lift that. Do the same on this side. Just move all this back just to get it out of the way. And, oh yeah, this is one thing that I do kind of have a complaint, is that the chest, while it does peg in all right, on occasion it'll move just slightly, and then these can kind of come out, which is a little bit unfortunate, but if you keep everything squeezed in together, it does hold fairly well. It's just, on occasion, it'll loosen, and then that'll happen. But, I mean, I suppose you could use that as a butterfly joint, so, yeah. But anyway, first, move this up, and bring these out, like, if they didn't already. Then, go down to the bottom here, flip this part out, and straighten that like so. Then, take the arm, rotate it, and collapse that in like so, and do that, and peg that in. Take the shoulder pad and bring that up and lock that in. Now, a bit better articulated on this side. Bring that out, flip this part down, and then straighten it up and get that to lock in like that. Then on this side, rotate the arm back, then up, forward, and then use the double bend to bring that down, and it will peg in right there. And then bring the shoulder pad up and in like so. And there you have that. Now, with this, go to the back here, open that up, bring this down, and putting it back, you have to put a surprising amount of pressure. Here, the first couple of times, it has since loosened up a good bit, but the first time I really had to press hard to get that to lock in. So, yeah, just eventually it'll loosen up and, yeah, put pressure there. But bring that down. Bring these side bits down. Nope. Wait. Bring it down for now. You might have to lift it up later just to get things locked underneath, if I remember correctly. But just to get it out of the way, I bring that all down and rotate this around. So, now, take the chest and bring up the head, and then straighten this up, and fold in the stomach, and extend this back part, just like that. Go on to the legs, flip up these thingies, side skirts, and flip this out. And take this, lift that out. And once everything is open, you can just bring this and slot that in like so. It was up here, and you just take all of this and slot that in like that. And then you can use these, just get everything lined up, bring this forward, and close that in like that. And yeah, that looks pretty cool. And then you can just take this piece, bring that up, take these, take the arms, bring them back, and they will peg in right there. And then you can, well, get this all lined up. And, whoop, yeah, right there. See, those need to slot in behind it. And so you just bring that in and peg that in, and there you have the front of the car, or truck, I suppose. And yeah, that's pretty interesting. I really like how this does what it can with this impossible design. Now, moving on to the legs, take the feet and the heel, fold them there. Flip this around before you forget, because I almost always do. Then rotate the legs in. Unpeg all of this on the side. Just unpeg that and extend it like so. At this point, you can close that and lift it up. And then peg that in. And then go down to the wheels. Bring this down. Lift this up and just, like, it's tucked in like this. So bring that out just to get it fully out of the way. So same thing on this side, bring that up, then out. Then take these pieces, flip this up, and bring that about, then bring that halfway there. Then lift up the legs, lift up the wheels and peg that back in. Take the two sides of this, move this out of the way just so that you can see better, and peg that in. Straighten all this out, and take this bit, fold that around, flip that around, and then we are coming down to the home stretch. So take the leg and hinge that in, like so, and then that will tab in right there. And so you just bring that out, push that in, and then that will get that to line up like that. But before you do that, and I do this every single time, bring these back out because I goof on this every single time. Bring this down, peg in the roof, and take these bits and bring them in. And this is probably the hardest thing to line up, like, correctly, just because it's on a bunch of moving bits. But you can do it pretty easily if you just take your time, get everything lined up, and then take this, bring that in, and that will lock in right there and tab in like that. And there you have one side done. And then do the other side like that. And you are done. And this looks phenomenal. I really like the transformation. The backpack is a little bit unfortunate, but I think how everything ends up, it is well worth it. There's the bottom, and you can see how everything folds in pretty dang well there. And then from all other angles, it looks pretty dang good. Now, as far as storage goes, it's not the best, but it is Oh, where'd that be? Oh, there it is. But it could be a lot worse. So what you do is you basically take all of this, you slot that there, and put this here, and then just take this, put the tip of the sword in, and peg that on, and then you can take this bit, and that will peg right there. And so everything can store, and while it's not the best, it certainly gets the job done. And I think it looks really good. You got some really good molded in detail there. You got the Autobot logo. You got really nice paint. You have the W right there. I don't know what that's for, but I'm pretty sure that's accurate. And yeah, it just looks really good. Is that the serial number? That's actually that might be. Which if so, that's a pretty good way of hiding it. I didn't even notice that was, no, it's on both sides. It's probably meant to be there, some kind of marking for the actual truck. I wouldn't know. I don't know much about vehicles. But, yeah, overall, a really good vehicle and a really good robot mode. And I would highly recommend this figure. And, yeah, that's about it. So, thank you all for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Comment down below what characters I should review next, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Especially with me not having as much money, it might be longer than normal. But, other than that, just got a spam call. Lovely. But, other than that, I think that's everything. Yeah, like and subscribe, comment down below. Yep. I got thrown off because of the spam call, and now I'm trying to remember everything. But, yeah, that's about it. So, bye. Whoosh. Whoosh.